As Macedonia continues to grow, the best way to stimulate long-term growth in the economy is by promoting entrepreneurship throughout the country. Macedonia has continued to make changes to build a stronger economy throughout their country. However, none of their efforts have focused specifically on creating more opportunities for citizens to become entrepreneurs. In order to stimulate the creation of more businesses in Macedonia, the country should focus on educating its citizens about the importance of entrepreneurship, providing more financial aid to those seeking to start a venture, and promoting the creation of entrepreneurship to segments of its citizens who currently don't have a large share of the businesses in Macedonia. Entrepreneurship is incredibly important to a country's economic success because it creates more jobs, lowers the unemployment rate, and inspires creativity throughout the developing nation. The majority of people who become entrepreneurs are driven to do so by one of two things: the freedom of working for themselves or out of necessity because they cannot find a job. Both result in small startup businesses, which have become the backbone of several countries, such as the United States, where the majority of jobs are provided by small businesses. When entrepreneurs start a business, that business not only can provide a job for them and their families, but also to others as the business grows. By creating more jobs in the Macedonian economy, the unemployment rate will decrease, which was illustrated between 2007 and 2015, where the unemployment rate went from almost 35% to 26%. As more people are employed, businesses grow to create more added value to the country's GDP, which grew 3.9% in 2014. Entrepreneurship also inspires creativity, which can lead to new discoveries, techniques, or inventions, which promotes growth toward becoming a developed country. Creative destruction invites change to the old through creating something new, which not only benefits a country, but also the world's economy. While the number of new businesses in Macedonia is growing, the total number of businesses is decreasing because of the lack of education. Many Macedonians have started their own ventures. However, they are not aware of these fundamental concepts which could allow their businesses to thrive. Others don't even know the process or importance of launching new businesses. Between 2011 and 2015, the number of businesses open in Macedonia decreased by 27%. Therefore, the next step is for Macedonia to provide more education on the process of starting a new business and a wider spread of basic business concepts. Currently, the education of entrepreneurship in Macedonia is minimal, with the majority of the population wishing they knew more about it. Studies have also shown that if a country educates its people more on the process, it minimizes the perceived risk in people's heads, and they are more likely to begin their own venture. The next step is to provide proper funding for education and for startup businesses. Besides the lack of education, lack of funding is the largest reason most people don't start a business. By making funding for startups easier for new business owners to access, it will provide more opportunities for growth in the economy. Macedonia is already a part of the EU assistance program, which was intended to help the country grow in order for it to join the EU. Their intention was to improve the country's economy. However, the funding mainly went toward transportation and energy. As I mentioned before, these are ways that the country can grow, but it does not create the most growth in a country. By specifically diverting funds to aid in the startup process of small businesses, the growth achieved will be more sustainable and profitable for the country. Finally, it is important for Macedonia to promote entrepreneurship to its segments of people who do not have a large portion of the business sector. For example, women in Macedonia have an unemployment rate of 40% and only own a small portion of the businesses in Macedonia. If they were encouraged to start their own businesses, it would lower the female unemployment rate and create more growth for Macedonia. They are full of untapped potential. For example, in the US, female-led organizations are responsible for 23 million jobs, and their companies statistically are growing 14% faster than male-owned companies. If Macedonia focused on promoting entrepreneurship in this segment, they would achieve similar results. Additionally, the female segment is only one potential route. They could also promote entrepreneurship to other segments, such as the Muslim Macedonian population, to increase overall growth. In conclusion, entrepreneurship is the most effective way to sustainably grow the economy in Macedonia due to it creating more jobs, lowering the unemployment rate, increasing GDP, and promoting creativity. All of these aspects inspire long-term change for the developing country. However, there are several things Macedonia needs to improve in order for it to successfully grow. The country should provide more education on business practices and the importance of entrepreneurship, easier access to funding for education and startup businesses, and it needs to reach out to untapped segments of its people to join the business world in Macedonia. If they improve upon all these things, Macedonia will be able to grow into a strong, developed country.